Have you ever felt lost in your own pain? Are you carrying the burdens of sadness, anger, or regret that seem impossible to escape? These feelings can make you feel trapped with no way out. But today, I want to share an important message with you. There is always a path to healing, and that path lies within you. Buddha, with his boundless wisdom, has taught us profound yet simple methods to heal emotional pain. He not only shared teachings on how to live peacefully but also helped us overcome suffering and find inner peace. The healing path he points to is not a distant journey, it is a profound and inspiring journey right within yourself. In this video, we will explore the first steps on the path of self-healing according to Buddha's teachings. You will be guided on how to acknowledge and confront your pain without judgment, how to let go of attachment to suffering, and how to cultivate compassion for yourself. We will learn to embrace the present and live with gratitude, gradually healing and rediscovering inner peace. It is important for you to know that you deserve healing and to love yourself. This path is not always easy, but it will always lead you to a life filled with happiness and peace. Remember, healing is not just your personal journey, it is a journey that we can all walk together. You are not alone, and Buddha's teachings will be the light that illuminates that path. If you find this video helpful and moving, don't forget to hit like, and share it with your friends and family to help them find peace within themselves as well. Leave a comment to let us know your thoughts and feelings on this topic. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss future videos that help you heal and live happily. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Wishing you always find peace and inner strength in your life. The healing journey. Healing is not about escaping pain, nor is it a flight from reality. It's not pretending everything is fine when we feel unsettled inside. In truth, healing begins with a profound realization: you are not your pain. Pain is merely a part of the life you are experiencing, but it does not define who you are. Buddha pointed out that it is in our moments of suffering that we can find the path to peace. He taught that pain, no matter how intense, can be transformed if we understand its nature and choose the right direction. So, how can we navigate through the storms within our souls and rediscover true tranquility? Today, I want to share with you 5 important steps for self-healing according to Buddha's teachings. These steps will help you recognize that even though pain may invade your soul, you always have the ability to rise above it, overcome it, and become stronger. Let us explore this journey together, a journey that not only leads you to healing but also guides you to a life filled with faith, hope, and inner peace. Step 1. Understand pain. Buddha taught that all beings must face suffering in life. This is unavoidable. Suffering is an essential part of the human experience. However, suffering is not an end, it is an opportunity for us to learn and grow. When we can view our pain objectively, without allowing it to dominate our thoughts and feelings, we can find ways to transcend it. Step 2. Let go and forgive. One of the crucial aspects of the healing journey is learning to let go. Buddha said, we are imprisoned by our ego and attachment, and it is these that create suffering. When we cannot let go of the past, we remain trapped in it, in negative emotions. Letting go does not mean forgetting, it means learning not to be haunted by past events anymore. Step 3. Nurture love and compassion. Compassion is one of the core values in Buddha's teachings. Buddha taught that love and compassion should be directed not only towards others but also towards ourselves. We often find it easier to forgive and love others, but struggle to extend that same love and forgiveness to ourselves. However, self-love and compassion are essential for healing. Step 4. Live with awareness and mindfulness. One effective method for healing is to live with mindfulness. Buddha taught that living in the present, letting go of worries about the future and regrets about the past, is the key to achieving peace. When we live in each moment, focusing on what is happening around us, we can diminish negative thoughts, worries, and stress. Step 5. Cultivate gratitude. Gratitude is an important factor in the healing journey. Buddha taught that gratitude helps us see life more positively, even in the most difficult circumstances. When we appreciate what we have, the people around us, and the lessons life brings, our souls become lighter and more peaceful. Step 1. Understanding pain, the doorway to healing. Suffering is an integral part of human life. For many, pain is an unavoidable experience, and we often try to avoid, deny, or even hide it. However, according to the teachings of the Buddha, suffering is not a bad thing or an end, it is an opportunity, a challenge that helps us grow and develop. The Buddha taught that all sentient beings must face suffering, and it is a part of the cycle of life and death, samsara, that everyone must experience. However, what matters is how we confront that pain. The Buddha not only recognized and accepted suffering but also showed us how we can transcend it, transforming it into a learning experience that helps us live more peacefully and happily. So how can we understand and confront pain according to the Buddha's teachings? Suffering is inevitable. The Buddha shared that suffering is a truth, and suffering is unavoidable in life. In the Four Noble Truths, for truths of suffering, he affirmed that all beings must endure suffering due to the impermanent nature of life. Everything in this universe changes, and that change brings about pain. Humans are born, grow, age, and die, and throughout this journey, we face loss, injustice, failure, and loneliness. Pain comes from various sources: the sorrow of loss, anger when harmed, anxiety when facing an uncertain future, or disappointment when we do not achieve what we desire. The Buddha taught that suffering is an inseparable part of life, and we cannot avoid it. However, instead of escaping or denying pain, we need to confront it with understanding and compassion. Suffering is a learning opportunity. Although suffering is an unavoidable part of life, the Buddha did not teach us to simply endure it without change. He pointed out that suffering is an opportunity for us to learn, develop wisdom, and cultivate morality. When confronting pain, we can learn valuable lessons about impermanence, the uncertainty of life, and about patience and compassion. Pain also helps us gain clearer awareness of our own nature. When we encounter suffering, we can easily recognize what is lacking in our lives and souls. We may realize that we have been too attached to material things or that we have allowed negative emotions to dominate us. Suffering illuminates our limitations and weaknesses, helping us to become more humble and open. The Buddha taught that through suffering, we can cultivate qualities of compassion, patience, and wisdom. The hardships we endure are opportunities for us to practice and attain enlightenment. He pointed out that we can transform pain into a powerful motivation for personal growth and to move closer to the path of liberation. Understanding pain, impermanence and non-self. To confront suffering, we need to understand its true nature. One of the important elements in the Buddha's teachings is the understanding of impermanence and non-self. Pain is part of impermanence, everything changes, and nothing is permanent. When we understand that pain will also pass, that every emotion and mental state is temporary, we will feel less haunted and imprisoned by it. Additionally, the Buddha taught that suffering is not an inherent part of our nature. Pain does not define us, it is merely a state we are experiencing. Non-self means that we are not our emotions or the events that occur in life, and therefore, we do not need to let those dictate or determine our happiness. When we realize that suffering is neither permanent nor an intrinsic part of ourselves, we will find freedom in our hearts. We can begin to let go of our attachment to pain and accept it as part of our growth process, rather than fleeing from or resisting it. Transforming pain through mindfulness. One important method to help us understand and confront pain is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is awareness in each moment. It is the ability to identify and clearly recognize thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations without being controlled by them. The Buddha taught that when we practice mindfulness, we can see the true nature of negative emotions and suffering. When we feel suffering, instead of fleeing or reacting with negative emotions like anger or anxiety, we can pause and observe it. Observing pain without reacting or judging helps us understand it better, allowing us to recognize that it is just a temporary feeling, not a fixed part of our being. Mindfulness helps us avoid getting caught in the whirlpool of negative emotions, enabling us to choose a more positive way of responding. Choosing the path to peace. When we understand the nature of suffering, we can begin to choose a path that leads to peace. The Buddha pointed out that through ethical practices, meditation, and wisdom, we can overcome suffering and attain liberation. This path is not an easy one, but it is a hopeful one, where we not only accept suffering but also transform it into an opportunity to become stronger and achieve true happiness. Thus, suffering is not an enemy. It is a teacher, helping us recognize the impermanence of all things, teaching us how to let go, and awakening us to the profound values of life. When we understand suffering, not just as a burden but as an opportunity for awakening and growth, we can rise from pain and find inner peace. Step 2. Letting go and forgiveness, the path to liberation from pain. When we experience suffering in life, one of the most important teachings of Buddha is to learn how to let go and forgive. This is an essential part of the healing journey, a crucial step that helps us overcome pain and accept life as it is. But what does letting go and forgiveness truly mean, and how can we practice them correctly? Letting go of ego and attachment. Buddha taught that we are imprisoned by ego and attachment. We are imprisoned by ego and attachment, and it is these that create suffering. This teaching is significant because it indicates that our attachment to things that are not permanent, such as fame, wealth, or even relationships, is the root cause of our suffering. We cling to these things thinking they are sources of happiness, but the truth is they cause us more pain when they disappear or change. One of the strongest forms of attachment is clinging to the past. Memories, mistakes, and wounds from the past can haunt us throughout our lives. When we cannot forgive ourselves or others, we cling to negative emotions. Letting go does not mean forgetting or denying the past, it means learning not to let those memories continue to dominate our thoughts and feelings. It is a process of freeing ourselves from the burdens of resentment, regret, and hurt. Forgiveness, the liberation of the soul. Letting go cannot be complete without the important element of forgiveness. Buddha taught that forgiveness is an act of liberation, not only for others but also for ourselves. Forgiveness does not mean we accept the wrongdoing or mistakes of others, it means we release the resentment and hatred within ourselves. When we hold on to resentment, we push ourselves into a state of endless suffering. Each time we think about those who have hurt us or recall unhappy moments from the past, we renew feelings of anger, pain, and disappointment. These emotions continue to accumulate, harming our mental and physical health. Buddha taught that forgiveness is the only way to break this cycle of suffering. Forgiveness is not an easy act. It requires compassion and a deep understanding of human nature and life. Those who hurt us are also beings suffering in their own way, they have their reasons for their erroneous actions. When we understand this, compassion arises, and forgiveness becomes an act of freedom, not sacrifice. Letting go of pain from the past. One of the most important lessons Buddha taught about letting go is that we should not allow the past to control our present life. The pain from the past, such as mistakes, wounds, or failures, are just moments that have passed, they are not part of our essence. However, many people allow these memories to linger in their minds, preventing them from moving forward. Letting go of negative emotions and judgment. Another form of attachment is negative emotions and judgment. We often get caught up in negative feelings like anger, anxiety, fear, or disappointment. These emotions not only harm us in the present but also extend into the future, hindering our growth and happiness. Buddha taught that when we let go of judgment and negative emotions, we will find peace within ourselves. Practicing mindfulness is an effective method for letting go of negative emotions. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to observe our feelings without reacting. This helps prevent us from being swept away by negative emotions, allowing us to choose a calmer and more positive response. Creating a free soul. When we let go and forgive, we create a vast and free inner space. Freedom is not the absence of responsibility or goals, it is the liberation from the burdens and weights we impose on ourselves. Letting go and forgiveness give us the ability to live a light life, unburdened by worries, resentments, or past hurts. Buddha taught that once we free ourselves from negative emotions and attachment to the past, we will open a bright path where we can live in peace, love, and compassion. When we forgive and let go, we also become bearers of peace for those around us. Forgiveness and letting go are not just means to heal, they are ways to create a world filled with love and peace. In conclusion, letting go and forgiveness are two essential elements in the healing journey. They help us liberate ourselves from suffering and find freedom in our souls. Buddha taught that when we let go and forgive, we not only heal ourselves but also spread peace and love to the world around us. Step 3. Nurturing love and compassion, the journey of inner healing. In the journey of healing, one of the most important and profound steps is learning how to nurture love and compassion. The Buddha taught that compassion should not only be directed towards others. First and foremost, we need to express compassion towards ourselves. However, this is not always easy, as we often tend to be harsh and critical of ourselves when we make mistakes or face difficulties. Let's explore why self-love is so important for healing and how to practice it. What is compassion? According to the Buddha, compassion is a deep empathy for the pain and suffering of others, along with a desire to help them escape that suffering. Compassion is not merely pity, it is a genuine understanding and connection with the pain of others. When we see someone else suffering, our compassion not only motivates us to help them but also enriches our own hearts with connection and love. However, the Buddha emphasized that love and compassion must first be cultivated within ourselves. Self-compassion is the first step towards healing and achieving inner peace. If we cannot love and accept ourselves, it becomes difficult to extend love to others. Self-love and compassion. We often find it easy to forgive and love others, but when it comes to ourselves, we can be very critical and judgmental. Sometimes, we blame ourselves for past mistakes or for not being perfect in the present. However, the Buddha taught that the first step in nurturing compassion is to treat ourselves kindly. We cannot truly love others if we do not love ourselves first. Self-love is not arrogance or selfishness, it is the recognition that we also deserve love and respect. The Buddha taught that we are worthy beings, capable of change and growth. When facing difficulties or suffering, instead of criticizing and complaining, we should view ourselves with compassion, understanding that we are part of life, just like all sentient beings who face challenges. Forgiving oneself. One of the key elements in nurturing self-love is to forgive ourselves. We cannot live fully if we are constantly haunted by past mistakes or shortcomings. The Buddha taught that forgiveness is a method of liberation. When we forgive ourselves, we free ourselves from feelings of guilt, regret, or self-blame. Guilt and regret can be heavy mental burdens that prevent us from moving forward. The Buddha advised that instead of self-recrimination, we should learn to see mistakes as a natural part of life, from which we can learn and grow. Forgiving ourselves is a way to lighten our souls and regain peace of mind. Love and compassion in relationships with others. As we begin to practice love and compassion towards ourselves, this will also affect how we treat others. The Buddha taught that compassion should be extended not only to those close to us but to all sentient beings. When we love and forgive ourselves, we find it easier to forgive and love others. Loving and being compassionate towards others is not always easy, especially when we feel hurt or betrayed. However, the Buddha taught that we should not allow negative emotions like anger, resentment, or revenge to dominate our lives. These emotions only increase our suffering, and thus nurturing compassion is the only way we can live peacefully with others. Developing compassion through practice. To nurture love and compassion, we need to practice daily. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is an important method to help us recognize and care for our emotions. We need to identify when our minds are distracted, angry, or feeling a lack of self-love, and immediately return to a state of compassion. One of the methods for practicing compassion that the Buddha taught is to recite loving-kindness phrases such as, "May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from suffering." This serves as a daily reminder of our connection to all beings and our sincere concern for their well-being. Additionally, the practice of metta bhavana, loving-kindness meditation, is a special meditation technique that helps develop compassion. When practicing metta bhavana, we first send love and compassion to ourselves, and then extend that compassion to loved ones, friends, and even those we may dislike. This helps us dissolve barriers in our minds and expand our capacity to love. Compassion brings healing to the soul. Self-love and compassion do not only bring inner peace, they also have healing effects. When we feel love and care for ourselves, our souls gradually recover. Compassion can soothe emotional wounds, helping us heal deep-seated hurts that we may not even be aware of. Compassion also helps us face difficulties and challenges in life more gently. When we love ourselves, we no longer feel pressured by expectations or blame. This allows us greater freedom in our journey of living and healing. Nurturing love and compassion for ourselves is a crucial part of the healing journey. When we can love and accept ourselves, we will find it much easier to love and forgive others. The Buddha taught that the practice of compassion not only helps us find peace but also enables us to overcome suffering and become freer. Take time each day to practice compassion, not only towards others but also towards yourself. By doing so, we will open our hearts and bring peace to ourselves and the world around us. Step 4. Living with awareness and mindfulness, the path to peace. One of the most powerful and effective methods for healing the soul is to live with mindfulness. According to the teachings of the Buddha, mindfulness is not just a meditation technique, it is a state of being present in each moment of life. When we practice mindfulness, we become aware observers of what is happening around us, rather than getting caught up in anxious thoughts about the future or regrets about the past. In this step, the Buddha taught us how to live fully in the present, focusing on what is happening right now while letting go of the burdens of the past and the fears of the future. This is the path to peace, where our minds are no longer disturbed by worries, negative emotions, or unhealthy thought patterns. Let's explore why living with mindfulness is important in our healing journey and how to practice it in our daily lives. 1. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness in Buddhist teachings means living with complete awareness in each moment. When you practice mindfulness, you pay full attention to what is happening in the present moment without being distracted by past thoughts or future anxieties. Mindfulness involves a clear awareness of what is occurring in your body, mind, and emotions, and acting with this understanding. Mindfulness is not just simple awareness, it also involves maintaining a state of awareness without rushing to judge or react. You don't need to change anything in that moment, just recognize and accept everything as it is. The Buddha taught that through mindfulness, we can see the true nature of phenomena and free ourselves from attachment, anger, and ignorance, 3 things that lead to suffering. 2. Awareness is the key to overcoming suffering. One of the important reasons mindfulness can help us heal is that it enables us to recognize and understand our pain rather than simply avoiding or suppressing it. According to the Buddha, unawareness is the cause of suffering. When we are not clearly aware of our emotions and thoughts, we can easily get caught in a spiral of suffering, guilt, anxiety, and other negative mental states. Mindfulness helps us to clearly identify each emotion and thought, understanding that they are merely temporary phenomena in the mind, not our true essence. When we view them with awareness, we are not swept away by those emotions, instead, we can choose to act wisely to overcome them. This also means that when you feel pain, rather than letting that feeling dominate your thoughts and actions, you simply recognize that this is a temporary sensation that will pass. This helps your mind not to be overwhelmed by fear or anxiety, allowing you to face it calmly and wisely. 3. Living with mindfulness reduces anxiety and stress. One of the clearest benefits of living with mindfulness is its ability to reduce anxiety and stress. In modern life, we are often pressured by work, family, and societal expectations. We worry about the future, regret the past, and forget that only the present moment truly matters. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to return to the present. Instead of worrying about uncertain future events, we learn to live fully in each moment. This not only helps alleviate anxiety but also enhances our mental peace. Try reminding yourself, now is the only time we have. Instead of fearing what has not yet happened or regretting what has passed, let's focus on what is happening right in front of us. This helps us see life as lighter, allowing us to face challenges without overwhelming pressure. 4. Mindfulness helps us understand ourselves better. Mindfulness not only helps us cope with stress but also deepens our understanding of ourselves. When we practice mindfulness, we can clearly identify our thoughts and emotions. Through this observation, we can understand the root causes of our negative feelings, allowing us to begin changing our perceptions and reactions to life situations. The Buddha taught that we are not our sadness, our anxiety, or our anger. These emotions are merely temporary waves, and we can learn not to be swept away by them. Mindfulness enables us to become subtle observers, aware of our thoughts, emotions, and actions, allowing us to choose how to act wisely without being influenced by negative feelings. Step 5. Practicing mindfulness daily. Practicing mindfulness is not something that can be achieved quickly, it is an ongoing process. The Buddha taught that practice is key. Each day, we can take time to engage in mindfulness through methods such as meditation, chanting, or simply focusing on our breath. By practicing these methods, we gradually develop the ability to live consciously and become more aware of everything around us. One easy way to practice mindfulness is during daily activities. When you eat, instead of letting your mind wander, focus on each bite, savoring the flavors, textures, and colors. When you walk, pay attention to each step, each breath, and feel your connection to the world around you. When you talk to others, listen to them with your full attention, without letting your mind drift elsewhere. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful methods for healing the soul. When we live consciously and pay attention to each moment, we can reduce anxiety, stress, and negative thoughts. This helps us better understand ourselves, our emotions, and thoughts, thereby healing our mental wounds. Start practicing mindfulness today, and you will notice a growing peace within your soul. Gratitude, the key to healing in the Buddha's teachings. Gratitude is one of the core values in the Buddha's teachings and an essential element in the journey of healing the soul. When we view life through the lens of gratitude, we not only recognize the good things but also learn how to transform suffering into opportunities for growth and achieve inner peace. The Buddha taught that gratitude is the key to living a harmonious and fulfilling life, even in the most challenging circumstances. 1. Gratitude is awareness of valuable things. Gratitude begins with recognizing that life is a precious gift. The Buddha teaches us that in each moment, there are many things to be grateful for, from small things like our breath and sunlight to relationships, health, and opportunities that life offers. When we appreciate these things, our souls become lighter, alleviating the burdens of negative thoughts and anxiety. We often tend to view difficulties and challenges as burdens, but the Buddha encourages us to see them as valuable lessons. Each pain, each failure carries a message or lesson for our growth. When we start to feel gratitude for life's lessons, we no longer see them as burdens, but rather as opportunities to develop our minds and wisdom. 2. Gratitude as a practice of mindfulness. One way to practice gratitude is to live mindfully. Mindfulness helps us not only be aware of the present but also recognize the good around us. When we practice mindfulness, we realize that in every situation, there are always things to be grateful for, even the simplest ones. The Buddha advises us to live fully in each moment and focus on the positive things we have. When we concentrate on the good rather than worrying about things that haven't happened, gratitude naturally arises. This practice of mindfulness helps us cultivate a positive habit in our thoughts and actions, reducing anxiety, anger, and distress. 3. Gratitude helps transform suffering. Gratitude not only helps us view life positively but also serves as a powerful tool for transforming suffering. The Buddha taught that suffering is a part of life, but it is not insurmountable. When we feel grateful for the challenges in life, we no longer feel trapped in pain but can see them as part of the growth process. When facing suffering, we can easily feel anger, disappointment, or dissatisfaction. However, if we are grateful for the lessons that suffering brings, we can transform that pain into an opportunity for developing wisdom and understanding. The Buddha teaches that through the practice of gratitude, we gradually let go of attachment and suffering, moving towards liberation and peace. 4. Gratitude fosters harmony with others. Gratitude is not only for the things in our lives but also for the people around us. The Buddha taught that compassion and gratitude are the foundations of harmonious relationships among people. When we appreciate those in our lives, from family and friends to strangers, we build deeper, more loving, and respectful relationships. Gratitude helps us recognize that everyone in our lives plays an important role. Even when there are disagreements or conflicts, practicing gratitude helps us maintain calmness and respect for differences. This not only helps us sustain good relationships but also reduces the distress and pain caused by conflicts. 5. Gratitude is a continuous journey. Gratitude is not an emotion that arises only in special moments, it is an attitude towards life that needs to be practiced daily. The Buddha pointed out that practicing gratitude is a continuous journey where we maintain a positive attitude, recognizing and appreciating the good things in life. Each day, we can take time to feel gratitude through simple actions. This could be thanking those around us or simply appreciating what we have in the present moment. Just a few minutes each day to calm the mind and recognize the valuable things we have will help us live a more fulfilling life and diminish negative emotions. Gratitude is an indispensable part of the journey of healing the soul, and according to the Buddha, it is a powerful method for creating inner peace. When we practice gratitude, we not only experience the goodness in life but also have the ability to transform pain into opportunities for growth. Gratitude allows us to perceive everything around us with appreciation and love, thereby easing negative emotions and fostering harmony in our relationships with others. Conclusion: the healing journey, a long but meaningful path. We all know that life is not always easy. Challenges, pain, and difficulties are things that everyone must face. But what's important is that each of us can choose how to confront them. The path to healing is not always straightforward. Some days, you will feel lighter, full of vitality and hope. But there will also be days when you feel heavy, as if you cannot continue. And in those moments, you may wonder if you can make it. Remember, even though the healing journey may be arduous, it always leads you to a truly precious destination, inner peace. The Buddha teaches that suffering is not permanent. Pain may come, but it will not stay forever if you know how to face and transform it. From these difficulties, you will learn the strength of patience, compassion, and a deep understanding of yourself. You are not alone on this journey. Every step you take, whether big or small, brings you closer to peace. You have everything you need to heal: love, compassion, and an unwavering perseverance. You deserve to experience the happiness and tranquility that life offers. It is important to believe in yourself. Believe that every time you stumble, you will rise stronger. Believe that every negative emotion you experience is not an ending but an opportunity for you to learn and grow. Healing is not a destination, it is an ongoing process. You will have bright days and gloomy days. But remember, with each passing day, you are gradually building a solid foundation to overcome all challenges. If you find this video helpful, don't hesitate to share it with those around you who need reminders about the power of healing and love. Please hit like, subscribe to the Life Lessons channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next lessons on how to live a meaningful and peaceful life. We are always here, accompanying you in every step of this healing journey. Finally, I want to remind you, you are stronger than you think. You have the ability to overcome any difficulty and find peace within yourself. Never give up, because every day you move forward is a day closer to true serenity, love, and happiness. May you always find peace in every step of life, and remember, you deserve to be happy.